like to start off by sharing that I stutter, and I first started stuttering when I was eight years old, and I got speech therapy from then off and on until I was in my early 20s. Um, and then shortly after that, I, 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 I was encouraged to become a speech therapist myself. So that's actually what I've been doing for the past few years. So if anyone has questions about stuttering, or about what it's like to stutter, then please ask them in the chat, and I'll do my, my, my best to respond to as many questions as I can. So you can start writing, and I'll start answering your questions. Hi, I stutter a lot too. I find it hard to speak sometimes because of my stuttering. Yeah, same. When I was younger, especially, even now, I'm 34, and it still it impacts me on a daily basis. Um, Most every decision that I make in my life, I think about how my stutter will impact it. So yeah, it can totally to take over, but good luck to you. Hi, I finally caught alive. Yeah, thanks for joining, Amber. Hi, Travis. Thank you for being so informative and open with us. Is it true that stuttering tends to lessen when the stuttering person is speaking to animals or pets, or under the influence of alcohol? Yeah, so most stutterers, if they're alone and talking out loud, or talking with toddlers, or talking with animals, their stutter is typically reduced, or sometimes they just won't stutter. Um, for me, will still stutter, but it's less so than my typical stuttering. As far as alcohol, yeah, um, research isn't so thorough that this is true for every stutterer. However, most stutterers, if they're tipsy, then they will likely stutter less. Part of this is due to alcohol impacts our brains. So our processing and timing, it gets impacted, and it's slower if we're drinking. Um, so that somehow kind of helps with our stuttering sometimes. Likewise, if you're drinking, then typically you tend to care a bit less about how others are perceiving you, and you care less about what you're doing as well. So for those reasons, drinking can be, um, I don't know, it can be helpful in that your stutter may be reduced. However, if you drink too much, then it goes downhill pretty fast, and if you're too drunk, then your stutter typically will be way worse. I honestly wouldn't be so courageous, and would likely withdraw from society. You're incredibly strong and inspiring. Thank you. I I get what you mean, that if you stuttered, you probably couldn't handle it well. Um, I I I tend to think that if you grew up with it, then it's a little bit easier, versus if you're an adult who all of a sudden one day just woke up and started stuttering, because it would be a pretty big adjustment, since you'd be so used to the old way of doing things. Keep going. Thank you. We need more people like this. Travis, you are amazing. Thank you very much. Uh, it's a joke. It's not. But hey, if that's what you think, that is okay with me. But it's not. Um, Let's look for more questions. If people have questions about stuttering. Uh, when you were 8 and began to stutter, did it happen all at once? Um, well, one day speech was fluent, and the next you stuttered. Ooh, so a couple answers to this. I have kind of blocked out quite a bit of my childhood, so I don't really remember when I first started stuttering. Um, so I just go off of what my parents say is when I started, which was when I was 8 or 9 years old. Um, they put me in speech therapy quickly. Now, uh, as a speech therapist that focuses on stuttering therapy, I've kind of found that parents um, don't don't quite notice their kids stutter right when it happens. Um, uh, they're they're just not quite picking up on it, which is normal. They've got a lot going on. So it's possible that that the kid stutters for like several months before it's consistent enough to where the parent notices it. Um, for myself, I don't remember stuttering until I was put in speech therapy as a kid. So I may not have noticed it until the speech therapist said, "Hey, you stutter." Um, so I don't know, actually, is the answer. If it was more gradual or just happened one day, I suspect it was a bit more gradual. Want to understand. Have you ever gotten frustrated with yourself for stuttering? Yeah, pretty much daily. uh, I I'm much kinder to myself these days, but growing up and as a teenager and in high school and college, I I hated stuttering and I hated talking. I felt different. I felt less than. Was embarrassed to express myself because I did so differently, and it would take me longer to communicate. And many people didn't have patience, or they would laugh at me, or they would stutter back at me, and that does not feel nice. Um, so I was frustrated daily about stuttering. Um, I still am, but I've mostly accepted that it's part of my life. Now I don't like it still, but I know that it's part of me now. Can you speak Arabic? I can barely speak English, so no. Um, no, I am not good at foreign languages. research actually is pretty split, where roughly half of stutterers will stutter more in their primary language, and the other half will stutter more in their secondary language. And we don't really know why. Um, I'm such a big fan. Thank you very much. Is it because of the stuttering that you blocked out your childhood? Yeah, for sure. I I pretended to be shy, and because I was too embarrassed to talk and stutter, and I like talking to people, and connecting with them, and learning about them. But I would not do that as a kid in school. I would not really ever talk unless I knew that I wouldn't stutter. Um, I I would rarely do presentations at school. Typically, it would be one-on-one with the teacher. So I didn't have to stutter in front of my peers. I would not read out loud in school. I would almost never answer questions in school. I pretended that I didn't know, so I could just respond by shrugging my shoulders. So I, I was kind of, or sometimes perceived as less intelligent because I wouldn't talk. Um, so yeah, childhood can be really tough for stutterers, for sure. Did you see The King's Speech? Yeah, I quite like that movie. Um, I I love the first scene when you see him give a speech in public, and once he starts stuttering, how everyone in the audience just kind of looks down, and they look embarrassed, um, and they've got like little lack of energy and motivation in him and what he's saying, because he's stuttering. And the, the, that is totally what it feels like when you stutter. You can just see the energy get sucked out of conversations, um, and you can see people growing unsure of what you're saying because you stutter. So the King's Speech portrayed that rather well. I thought. I have stuttering blocks developed after my father passed away. It's very frustrating, and I'm trying to make peace with all aspects of me, but it's hard. It causes a lot of tension and exhaustion, for sure. Um, yeah, I still stutter in blocks at times. Sometimes for a full minute, I try and talk, but no sound comes out at all. Um, and there's so much stress in my body, and my breath gets all messed up because my throat blocks, and my breath, like it gets held without my consent, really. um, yeah, it is so tiring, and not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. So good luck to you, Amber, on your journey of acceptance. It is a lifelong journey. I'm still working on mine, so we can do it together. Hi, I'm a girl who also has a stammer quite like yours. Do you know other creatures or characters in shows or movies that also have a stammer? Ooh, yes. Well, so the King's Speech is one. I have not watched the Penguin, but I've heard that stuttering was portrayed pretty well in that. Um, and South Park, there's a character Timmy, um, Rick and Morty stutter. Um, Boy, I don't know much else. Stuttering typically is portrayed in one way in movies and TV shows, and it's sometimes a little bit frustrating because like there's a lot of different ways to stutter, and it always seems like movies just do it in one way, where like most people recognize that it's stuttering, um, and it seems like that's the defining characteristic of that character, rather than just having a character who also happens to stutter. Um, so, yeah, don't let anyone discourage you. Live your life the way you want. I hope you research Islam, because you will find it answers all your questions. Fair enough. I'm so proud of you, brother. I used to stutter before, until my grandmother cured it. I know how it feels. Well, I'd be curious about that cure. So share that. Do you let your stutter ruin your life? I used to. Um, I sometimes still have days where I refuse to leave the house because I'm so afraid of stuttering. Um, Now they are rarer for me now, but boy, I used to really struggle to get out of bed, because I knew that I would have to talk at some point, and it is exhausting to talk, and it doesn't feel good because you do something differently than most people do, and it takes more time, and you feel like a burden. So So stuttering has impacted my life. I try to not let it so much now. I know you mentioned you have a serious girlfriend now, which is amazing, and tells me she she's kind and supportive of your stuttering. How did your condition affect dating and relationships in the past? Um, Boy, re- re- relationships in general can definitely struggle with the stutter because I am less encouraged to express myself and to talk in general because I get discouraged by my stuttering. It doesn't necessarily matter if the other person is totally cool with it. Sometimes it's just too much for you yourself. So building connections in the past has been difficult when I allow stuttering to to dictate my life. Now, as far as dating goes, dating was tough with a stutter. Um, I was on dating apps, and I found I needed to share that I stutter before physically meeting the person in person because too many times had I met someone and like I would always tell them beforehand still, but I would meet them and man, so many people are just not comfortable chatting with the person that stutters. Um, I went on lots of dates where the other person could not look at me when I talked, and maybe they thought that they were helping me, but boy, it feels really dismissive and really bad when you're talking with another person and they won't look at you. And many dates were not comfortable with silence. Now I'm typically pretty great at talking with people. I can typically keep a conversation going pretty well. Um, so I I I never have issues with what to say. It's just that when I stutter and and a couple seconds would pass of silence, the other person quite often would either try to guess my words or to come up with something else to say because they couldn't wait in that silence. And that is discouraging because I don't want to keep sharing if you'll just speak for me. Um, Now, with that being said, many dates were great, and and they were super patient, and wouldn't guess my words, and would still look at me and and treat me just like a human. Um, though I did find once I put that I stutter on my dating profile that I got far fewer matches. Um, Sorry, that was a long answer. Sorry. Is it curable? So there's no cure for stuttering. If you make it to your teens and you still stutter, you will stutter for life. There are strategies to better manage your stuttering. So you can stutter easier and control it a little bit more, but there's no cure for it. At some point, you will stutter again, and no strategy is 100%. Um, so yeah, does self doubt or feelings of anxiety increase your stuttering? Yeah, stuttering is impacted by your emotions as well. So if you didn't sleep well and you're tired, or if you're anxious or you're stressed, you typically will stutter more as well. Now, those are not causes of stuttering, but but they are things that can exacerbate it. My fiance has a stutter and has noticed that it affects him more when he has a point to get across and needs to explain something more in depth. Deeper thoughts could cause him to stutter more. Love your content. Yeah, that's pretty true. With most stutterers as well. Um, yeah, agreed. Travis, love you, you buddy. Keep it up. Love from the UAE. Thank you very much. Hi, man. Just stumbled upon your videos, and I have to say, your confidence and ability to be talking live is truly admirable. Thank you. Um, some days I feel like I, I don't have that much confidence. But I have made it a goal to post one video per day about stuttering. So I'm I just force myself on those tough days to do something challenging, and it's tough, but the tomorrow me thanks to today me for it each time. Hello, been watching your videos for a while. God bless you. Thank you very much. This is what I love about people who support other people. It's really heartwarming. Yeah, for sure. Man, the support that I've gotten typically is phenomenal, and I appreciate you all for it. I have this problem. You are not alone. That's for sure. There's 1% of the population stutters. So that's 1 in 100 people. And we all know more than 100 people. So it's sometimes a bit shocking when we think about 1 in 100 people stutter, because most of us don't really know another stutterer. So some people must be pretty good at hiding it, or it's a minor stutter as well. You, you are an inspiration. I couldn't imagine how difficult that is to deal with. You got this. Thank you. Yeah, it's tough sometimes, but this is the hand I was dealt, so gotta play it. I find you incredibly courageous. Thank you for coming on live and doing these. I've joined many communities, but this one is closest to my heart. We truly get one another. Hell yeah. I love that. Any advice for stuttering at 16 years? High school is tough. It's tough if you don't stutter. Um, I went through high school not talking much and pretending to be shy when I wasn't, because I was embarrassed of my stutter and being viewed as different. Um, and I regret that. So my advice would be to talk all the time, to talk as much as you can. If you stutter sometimes, cool. If you don't stutter sometimes, cool. Um, if we consistently worry about our stuttering as we're talking, then we are letting it take over our lives. Versus if we just try to just worry about getting our message out there, and to express ourselves, and to say what we want to say when we want to say it, regardless of our stutter, then you will be so proud of yourself for doing that. So that was my regret at 16 and in my 20s, of not doing that. Now, would I've listened to that at 16? Probably not. So good luck to you. And yeah, good luck. How long have you had your stutter? I started stuttering when I was in third grade, so that's age 8 or 9, and I'm 34 now. so nice to find a community that openly talks about stuttering and have people to relate to. Yeah, I love that. My friend has a stutter, and someone used to make fun of her for it. I did not let him do that. Eventually, everyone I know started ganging up on him about it, and he eventually left the school. Man, that's intense. How does your stuttering occur? Uh, like, is it kind of like Tourette's? Stuttering, we don't truly know what causes it, but we do know that there are genetic and neurological components to it. So we have differences in how our brain functions and is structured. So processing language is something that our brains just do a bit differently. But when we actually stutter, uh, um, like it feels like a block in your throat, which that's where your vocal cords are, which when air passes from your lungs through your vocal cords, then that'll create speech sounds. And with stuttering, you get blocked here, and there's so much tension that your vocal cords they can't vibrate and allow air to pass by and create sound. So you just get stuck instead. Do you stutter when you sing? What's your favorite song? So most stutterers can sing without stuttering. Stuttering and talking use slightly different areas of the brain. Likewise, when we sing, we're kind of keeping up with a rhythm or a beat, which helps us get our sounds out. And when we sing, our voice is much more flowy. So we've got constant voicing, which we don't have when we talk. We have a lot of pauses, and in between words, there are little breaks that discontinue our voicing. So those are some reasons why we can stutter or we can sing without stuttering. But what's my favorite song? Lyrically, I love the way I feel inside by the Zombies. Um, Boy, I I play guitar, and probably the most beautiful guitar song is "Maggot Brain" by Funkadelic. What are the best ways to make someone who has a stutter feel comfortable speaking when in public? Great question. Each stutterer kind of has different preferences, so the best thing to do probably is to say, "Hey, just wanted to, to say that I noticed that you stutter sometimes. What do you like your listener to do when you stutter?" And that is a fantastic question that more people probably should ask. However, I personally love when people do not guess my words for me. Many stutterers prefer that. It gets really frustrating when people consistently guess our words for us. Um, Likewise, if you're just like patiently waiting, great. If we feel rushed or time pressure, we typically will stutter more because we're trying to hurry up for you. Um, I tend to appreciate if when I start stuttering, someone says something like, "No worries, to take your time." That makes me feel great because I know that I I that the other person will patiently wait, that they won't guess my words for me, that they recognize that stuttering it takes more time, and they're cool with it. Hey, I'm just very curious. What condition do you have to make you stutter? So stuttering is its own condition. Many times, someone that stutters will will just stutter. Sometimes other people may have multiple things going on with them, and they also stutter. Um, but stuttering is its own thing. So it's not that I've got a condition that results in me stuttering. I just stutter. Uh, I think the problem is people want to finish your sentences for you. They think they're helping. Do you ever want to finish people's sentences for them? Totally. Most people's intent is to be helpful. Um, I I do not finish people's sentences, but that's because I don't like it when it's done to me. But but I get that with people who don't stutter, they they sometimes finish the sentences of other people that don't stutter. That's a part of conversation. I get it. The difference is when people try to guess our words every single sentence, which happens a lot, and it's just a couple extra seconds of waiting most of the time. But I get that not everyone um, uh, has the time. So some people may be in a hurry. So I get it. Do you know if the rates of stutterers differ between men and women? Yes, males are there are four times as many male stutterers as female. So it's a 1 in 4 ratio. How are stutterers usually caused? Is it from birth, or does something start them? So there are genetic and neurological components to it. So um, most people who stutter will start between ages 3 and 5, and this happens at a time when your body is growing a lot, your brain is growing a lot, and you are learning a lot about language and vocabulary and all this stuff. Um, because we don't really talk for a year, well, when we're born, and then and then it's another year until we've got a chunk of words. So we are learning a whole bunch of words and how to make those sounds, and that's really difficult. It takes humans several years of speaking until we get all of our sounds. So there is a lot going on in our bodies and brains in general. So it's not shocking that that some people struggle with speaking when it's time to learn how to speak. And for some of us, that language processing that we're doing, it it just kind of never really reaches a point where it just clicks for whatever reason. So we keep stuttering. And with that being said, a different cause of stuttering, far less common, is is caused by trauma, and then there's a branch of stuttering that could be caused by a stroke or TBI as well. I have been stuttering my entire life. Sometimes it's worse than other times. Yeah, stuttering works in cycles. So we'll have some days or weeks where we stutter way more, and then sometimes when we stutter less, and it can get pretty frustrating. I'm late. I hope you haven't answered this already, but is there a word that's harder than others? Um, so So stuttering is very inconsistent. So I may get stuck on one word for 30 seconds, and then the very next time that I say it, I may not get stuck at all on it. So that they're not set words that I will definitely stutter on. However, our own name typically is a feared word for stutterers. Nouns tend to be tougher because we can't substitute them for a synonym. Um, like dog, I have to say dog. I can't switch it for cat. That's not a synonym. And my own name, I have to say my name. I can't switch it for something else. I saw some super chats come in. Let me scroll down to that. Oh, no, 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 not your business. I gave $1.49 um, for a cat. Thank you. Thank you. Um, and Matt Tosland for $6.99 Canadian said, "Hey Travis, buy yourself a beer on me. You're a legend and much stronger than myself." Well, thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, thank you. Um, hey, Travis, any extra advice for a parent of a teenager with a stutter? Um, hmm. Uh, that's tough. I don't particularly know what the situation is, so blanket advice. Uh, if if your child is not talking much because they're embarrassed or of their stutter, or if you don't know that the reason is because of their stutter, um, I would try to grow their community of stuttering. So if they're around other stutterers, then perhaps they'll be more comfortable to to talk in general because they see that other teens or adults are going through it as well. So the National Stuttering Association has a website called westutter.org, and they have chapter meetings throughout the United States where you can join either in person or many of them are on Zoom, and then you can meet other stutterers. They also have support groups for parents as well, I believe. First advice is that um, I would try to encourage you to learn a lot more about stuttering, um, and how it may impact your child's life. It can help you get a better idea of what they're going through and why they feel the way that they feel. And speech therapy could be helpful. Some speech therapists are not great when it comes to stuttering therapy. Some are. So That is blanket advice. I would, oh, and also I would encourage them to talk as much as they can, to teach them that stuttering is okay. You will stutter at some point. If we always try to hide it, then we are living in fear, and that just weighs on us so much. Versus if we learn to we don't have to be comfortable with stuttering, because it's frustrating. It sucks. I hate it. But just recognizing, hey, this is part of my life. I will stutter at some point. Um, it just kind of takes a load off. So hopefully that helps. Thank you, Chonky. Don't forget to give this live a like to support Travis and his channel. Thank you very much. Uh, what about using other languages? Yeah, so roughly half of stutterers will get stuck more in their primary language, and the other half will stutter more in their secondary language. And I don't really know why. Um, I stutter more in secondary languages, uh, which is partly why I don't really speak foreign languages, because it's not enjoyable to stutter more than I already do. What do you think makes people stutter the most on their names? Um, Partly, I think it's because they can't substitute it for a synonym, so they have to say that word. And probably many instances of trying to introduce themselves where they stutter, and and just that repetition of always getting stuck on it, or perhaps more so just being more aware that they're getting stuck on it, uh, just feeds into, oh well, I always get stuck on my name, so the next time that I introduce myself, I bet I'll get stuck on my name again. Um, yeah, so that's possibly why. Do you get anxiety from your stutter? Yeah, big time. Um, Definitely better now that I'm older. My peers mostly recognize, hey, we all go through something challenging. Yours is just stuttering. Um, Most people are pretty kind now. I still meet mean people. I still get made fun of, um, but it's gotten better with age. Is it better or worse when people finish their sentences? Many stutterers prefer that people do not guess their words for them. It becomes very frustrating when it happens a lot. I know what I want to say. It just takes me a couple extra seconds to get it out. When people speak for me, um, I get their intent is to be helpful, but it feels like I'm a burden, and I take too much time, and they can't wait for me. So they say it for me instead. And it's not nice when people speak for you, because I may as well not be in the conversation at all, because I'm not expressing myself. You're expressing me for me. So not fun. I have a genuinely curious question. What if you speak really slow, deliberately? Yeah, that can reduce stuttering. It's not guaranteed to. Um, Part of why that works is we're breaking up our typical speech pattern. And so when we do that, sometimes our words come out a little bit easier. Likewise, just reducing our rate of speech just tends to be helpful in general. But it's not a guarantee. My teacher has a stutter. Do you have any advice on what I can do to help, as everyone hates on him, but I just try to be so supportive and nice. But is there anything else I should do? That is sweet of you. Thank you. Um, you know what? I might privately go up to your teacher, and share, hey, I notice that you stutter sometimes. Is there something that that makes you more comfortable that your listeners do? Um, and I bet he would really, or or she would really like that, because it's a sign that you're trying to be helpful, and you're not just assuming what they want either. And it starts a really great conversation. Who GL sent me a dollar 99 super chat. Thank you for your support, GL. I appreciate it. Uh, Hi, Travis. I love your videos. Is that a chicken butt tattoo? No, no. I've got uh, it's it's a joke tattoo. It's a spoof off of, like, in the 1980s, a guy in the alleyway of New York City with like a big trench coat, um, would sell like stolen worms, or I'm sorry, stolen Rolexes. And so I've got a bird that is selling stolen fake worms to another bird, um, and I love it. It's a joke from Dimitri Martin. Um, And I imagine I'm the only person that's got that tattoo, which I appreciate as well. um, let's see. Uh, Hi, Travis. I really enjoy your videos a lot. You seem very sweet. Love from France. Thank you very much. Do you stutter when you sing, Travis? No. So most stutterers can sing without stuttering. Um, Part of that is singing versus talking. Use slightly different areas of the brain. Likewise, when we sing, um, we we um oh man, I I I lost my train of thought with that stutter. um Shoot. um Stuttering and singing. Yeah, so most stutterers can't sing without stuttering. um when we sing, there's like more voicing that we have than when we talk. It gets more broken up, and we sing to a rhythm or a beat that is pretty helpful in getting our words out as well. Travis, can you sing for us? I actually will do that. I'm recording a singing video this weekend. Um, I am a mediocre singer, so please don't expect much. But I will do that and post it in a couple days. Travis, genuine question. Does your brain voice stutter? No. So stuttering is just when we physically talk out loud. So our thoughts do not stutter at all. We know what we want to say. We know how to say it. It's just that our voice gets stuck. So if I read out loud, I will stutter. If I read in my head, because my thoughts do not stutter, I will not stutter as well. So there's that. Finally made it to a live. Hi, Travis. You're so inspiring to me, and I've watched all your videos. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. What are some techniques to not stutter so much? I stutter a lot, and it makes me really not want to talk. But at the same time, I love being social. I'm a cheerleader, and I don't stutter when I cheer. Love that. I will be um, making long form videos, teaching strategies, and I hope to post my first one by the end of the month. Um, I am hesitant to share a strategy in 30 seconds right now. I don't want to teach you something without either getting feedback or teaching it thoroughly. Um, so hopefully by the end of this month, I will have some long form videos where I teach some strategies. Yeah. Genuinely wondering, do you find it offensive when someone finds you're stuttering adorable and lovely? I don't. I I think what is great about stuttering, like the positive that I see in it, is it forces me to be vulnerable. And so many of us try to hide our insecurities. And I can't really do that. So I think people tend to, when they talk with me, they lower their guard a bit because they see that I'm being vulnerable. Um, and so connections typically get deeper and built stronger. And I love that. So I think that could be part of why some people appreciate a stutter. Do you feel sad whenever you speak to a stranger and it seems like they're holding in a laugh? Yeah, that doesn't feel good. Um, that happens, and people I think get shocked that that it happens, but that's a part of speaking with people when you have a stutter. Um, some people do laugh. Some people stutter back at you, um, and some people try to hold back a laugh. It doesn't feel good, um, but they're not used to stuttering and they're not expecting it. So because like honestly, how many times have you spoken with a stranger and then they start stuttering? Uh, it you should not expect it. It won't happen as much. So I can see how my stuttering catches people off guard, and sometimes when people are uncomfortable, but by default they laugh to ease it for themselves. So I get it, but it doesn't feel good. No. Do you you get offended if people cut you off to finish what you're saying first? My twin has a stutter, and I always am patient with him and let him take his time, but not everyone does, for sure. Not everyone has the patience for it. Um, yeah, I don't get offended when someone speaks for me. I don't like it, but I know that that typically their intent is to be helpful. So I try to give them the benefit of the doubt there. If it keeps happening, I will say something, and share that I prefer to say my own words. Um, Travis, is your last name Stutters? No, uh, I my last name is Althouse. Um, my page is called Travis Stuttering because I am Travis and I'm stuttering in my videos. What has made you more confident about yourself? Not just your stutter, but you as a whole. Um, hmm. I think um, recognizing that I do have, well, I I I quite often try to do something today that will benefit tomorrow version of me. So that helps because yeah, I have some days when I just want to lay in bed and not leave the house and not talk to anyone. But I know if I do that, then it'll be harder to get out of bed tomorrow and do it. So I try to just do one speaking situation per day. Um, it's like exposure therapy. So I just do one thing per day. So I'm consistent with it. So it's not so hard tomorrow, because if I miss for 5 days in a row, then on that sixth day, when I'm finally ready to go out and talk, uh, it will be way harder. So yeah. Were you born with a stutter, or did it come later? It came later. I started stuttering when I was 8 years old. Are you single? I'm not single. Sorry. Stuttering costs you a lot more energy than a person who doesn't stutter. Yeah, that's true. It is exhausting. Oh, Sarah B sent me 15. Ooh, SAR. I don't know what that currency is. Um, with the super chat. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, appreciate your support. Thank you. Where do you typically shop for clothes? I love going thrifting, so that is pretty much where I get everything. All right. I have just reached the bottom of the chat, so I will stop there. Thank you to everyone who donated super chats. Thank you, and also thank you to everyone who sent in questions as well. Um, I appreciate your support. Um, yeah. Oh, and before I leave, the video that I posted to today, um, I I I, I'm I complimented a stranger at the gym, and so I'm calling on people to challenge themselves to when they see someone in public that they don't know to just give them a compliment, uh, and uh, the the other person will feel great because they get a compliment. It might make their day, and then you feel great because you did something challenging where you spoke to a stranger. Um, so try that, and then let me know how it goes in the comment section of that video. Um, so good luck, and I will. I'm going to post a question on my page about when people want these live streams. I think I'll do two or so a week. So I would like to do them at times when a lot of people can join. Um, so um, so yeah, I will post that, and let me know when you prefer these streams. All right. Thank you for your support, and take care.